A rally demanding action from the provincial government to address the chronic underfunding of the Ontario public education system took over Queen's Park.
It is outrageous that this government continues to pretend like they've somehow, investing more than ever when they've actually cut from students and from classrooms.
In its 2025 budget released last week, the Ontario government announced a $30 billion investment over the next 10 years to support new and redeveloped schools and childcare projects, as well as close to $2 billion earmarked for the 2025-26 school year to repair and maintain schools. But the leader of the official opposition says the spending doesn't go far enough.
At the end of the day, it's a $1,500 cut per student to education funding in the province. That's what we've seen over the last number of years, $3.1 billion, actually less. So, at the end of the day, it's kids that are suffering, and we see it in our classrooms.
MPPs, parents, and education workers from across the province rallied at Queen's Park Saturday, calling on the Ford government to increase funding to Ontario's public schools and to stop the cuts to education.
The truth is that we need funding sufficient to meet student needs. That's ground zero, because when parents have confidence that their kids' needs are being met by adequate numbers of well-trained staff, access to high-quality learning materials, and buildings that are safe, that's when those divisive debates become much less urgent.
In Toronto, the TDSB and the provincial government remain at odds over how to address a projected $58 million deficit for the 2025-26 school year. Stiles says the Ford government is forcing boards to make the hard decisions.
There's very little room to make cuts right now, and that's why you're starting to see things like cuts to music education, cuts to support for special needs students. Boards and education workers are doing everything they can to avoid these cuts impacting our students, our kids, but at a certain point, there's no way around it.
The rally also drew in big names like Jim Cregan, the bassist for beloved Canadian rock band the Bare Naked Ladies, following news of proposed slashes to school music programs.
Bare Naked Ladies, my band, would not exist if it wasn't for itinerant music in schools. It just wouldn't be. I wouldn't even be here.
The TDSB estimates that there's a $1,500 shortfall in per-student funding, resulting to more than $300 million each school year. Officials say this has resulted in larger classes, canceled programs, delayed repairs, and a growing crisis in special education. For City News, I'm Rhianne Campbell.